What's up, Reefers? Welcome to a new episode of my channel, Alex Pora Corals, recording from Bakersfield, California. And today, this episode, it's Velvet Tank Transfer Method is what I'm going to talk about today. And so, also there's quarantine fish. I forgot to mention last time, as well as what the options are, and as far as professionally quarantined fish. I know that tsmaquatics.com, that's tsmaquatics.com, they have a real good source right now of, they do a good job of properly quarantining. I believe it's like a copper, but it's for at least 2 weeks, might even be a month, but they have really good information on the website on that. And I originally heard that from Jake Adams at Reef Builders, and I also heard that from Keith Brockelhammer at Reef Bum. So that's excellent, and that's a good source I'll consider as, for my new build here too as well. Another is Elliot at marinecollectors.com, that he's selling like I believe like service that he adds onto the price of the fish for the quarantine process there. And of course I heard that from Ryan at Bulk Reef Supply. So today I would like to go ahead and talk about the velvet transfer method, and the transfer method, and the article that I had written in 2016. So originally I entitled it The Comprehensive Marine Quarantine Transfer Method. And I had updated it though last month or a couple months ago to just the transfer method. At least that's the version that's on Reef to Reef. And so I also updated the whole recommendations of the transfer times on that to account for velvet, because the original tank transfer method was designed looking at the life cycle of ick, of the cryptocaryon ick life cycle, which is just under 3 days. So that's why we get if you do a 3-day tank transfer, that you will outrun the ick life cycle. See, and that's the whole idea that that the method was based on, back from its original inventor in I believe it was in 1985, right, the Australian. So but the thing is that was just for ick, and then with velvet it has a much shorter lifespan, so it was kind of unknown exactly how short it was and how effective a 3-day transfer would be, if any, or a 2-day, or even a 1-day is now what I'm recommending. But so it was, I had read a few scientific journals, and they had done studies on the life cycle of the velvet, and it's hard to pin down exactly what it is, because they'll do a test and they'll say that there's the average lifespan, is such. They'll have a percentage, the 75% of the lifespan is 3 days, and another 10% is 2 days, and there's so many, that go down, and so the actual numbers that are actual quicker, like down to the 1.5 days, it's actually a small percentage. I don't know exactly what it is, but neither. I think it's unknown at this point. But I was aware of that, and then I had heard from Humble Fishing that he also had kind of heard that the quickest life cycle for velvet was 1.5 days. So that's basically, when he was saying 36 hours which is 1.5 days for a velvet parasite to run its cycle. And so that's why Humblefish had like updated his well, a whole different kind of a method on that to like a tank transfer method. That's why it's called the velvet tank transfer method. And so he recommends to do a 1.5 day transfer, and I had heard about the 1.5 days, and so that's why I had recommended going down to just a 1 day transfer. And I hadn't been able to test that myself, but there was also one person on the Humblefish forum there, at least, that had tried it out, and they were saying that for them, like doing the 1.5 day transfers and tank transfers, that the 1.5 day isn't that practical, because what happens, you end up doing it, at one time, and then the next time it's going to be, completely at the early morning or in the middle of the night or something. So it's completely impractical to do a 1.5 day transfer method, transfers. If you've done that, if you've done I used to do it mainly 3 days and 2 days. And so yeah, I'd like to mention too, like, well, I've been using it for years and years, and almost like 10 years, just on the mainly a 3 day transfers, and just with the fish I had though. So I didn't have any issues with ick or velvet, and that's what I was worried about. But scientifically, that tells you absolutely nothing, right? I mean, that's just one experience there, with limited value. But that's where the whole community over there, though, at Humblefish, that's where they're getting like just as many people as possible, dozens and dozens of more and more people every month and year, are trying it and finding out what works, and the best way to do it. So that's the best way to prove anything, I believe. So so yeah, that's if you do 1 day transfer, that will certainly outrun the life cycle of the velvet parasite. And for me, even though I haven't actually done the 1 day, it's to me it seems practical enough. If you've done the transfer method, instead of doing it every third day, it's going to be a little bit more work, but you just do it every day. You just get up and you have the fish, and transfer from, keep it simple. You can just do 2 aquariums, is what we recommend. Well, I would recommend. And then you go to you have the fish in one aquarium, transfer it to the second aquarium, right? And then meanwhile you sterilize or simply let dry out the other aquarium, and then you transfer it back to that one. So you just go from the first aquarium to the second aquarium, first aquarium to the second aquarium. So you keep doing that for just like it's 2 weeks, and then I think that's it. And you can see more information there, on my article, but especially just go to Humble.fish. He has, I believe, like the most up to date and community proven information there, right? So you go to his website, and then you go to a link on the left-hand side there. It's called Medications and Treatments. You hit that, Medications and Treatments, and then there's a link down there for tank transfer method for velvet. And so right in there, he has a pretty good a summary right there of the information, how to do it, and everything. And you see all the other information on the forums as well. And so, okay, I guess that's all I have for today, and I will see you guys on the next episode. So keep reefing. Bye.